Guys, I had to hop the fence to get over here. They got the Mount Rushmore of clothing brand owners. I'm talking about Quan, Caprice, Royal Division, Justin P. I got everybody, and I'm gonna ask them everything you need to know about starting a clothing brand. Y'all know Superline, we stay giving y'all free game. Make sure y'all tap in. How much is this car right here?
The track, when I got it, it was like 90 to 100, I think.
You good? I know you got in a car accident. You good?
Yeah, hey, I'm straight.
What happened? Somebody hit you or what?
Somebody hit me in the rear.
Really?
From the back, yeah.
Why? They never seen a car like that before?
She wasn't paying attention. I feel like that's what it was.
I feel like a lot of kids now, they look up to you and they see like everything that you built. How'd you get there?
First and foremost, I put God first. You gotta have faith in God before anything. At first, I wasn't as close with God, but the more I grew, the closer I got with God. And it's not just because I grew bigger, it's because like with growth comes a lot of negativity and bad stuff. And if you got God first, you could withhold all of that. So I feel like God first, and then just be yourself. Like I'm literally be myself. I don't put on an act. The same way I'm on camera is the same way I'm off camera. I just be me.
You know, you read the comments, Quan be scamming, Quan be doing this, Quan be doing that. How do you deal with that?
I don't see negativity anymore. I just see positive. I was just telling my peoples on the Twitch stream, I was like, if you don't see it, you tune it out, it's not there. People feed off negative energy, so if you telling me negative stuff and I respond to it, I'm giving you what you want. And why give you what you want? I'm gonna just ignore you.
So you just focus on you type shit?
Focus on me, fact.
So you do a clothing brand, you got YouTube, you're doing streaming now. Out of all those things, what's the most profitable venture?
Clothes for sure.
Clothes
for sure. Clothes is crazy. It's like, I couldn't even explain. But I feel like what makes the most money overall, what people saying is Twitch. That's what I'm trying to see what's going on now. For me, I say clothes.
I feel like a lot of people see your lifestyle, see you, and they see just like this dude that's just like flexing, right? But I think behind the scenes, like you're really kind of a nerd. Like you're like into cameras and shit. How did you get into cameras and how are you so nerdy? Like I see your videos, you're nerdy as hell.
But all right, tighten up. Before I was doing my before I was on YouTube, I was into like photography and shit. But then I looked up how much photographers make. I was like, yeah, fuck no, I'm not doing that. They don't make enough for the lifestyle I want to live. So I was like, how can I do this? And I always wanted to do YouTube. So I was stuck in my head like, damn, I don't know what to post. I'm just a young nigga, I'm boring, ain't shit to do. I just started pushing out whatever I was doing and then it just started working. Before me, it wasn't no younger dudes out here buying penthouses, buying multiple cars. It wasn't that, and I just want to show the people like it's a way and it's possible.
What was the first YouTube video that blew up for you?
Crazy, believe it or not, it was a reaction video to YNW Melly brother. He made a music video. Like when Melly first got locked up, his little brother dropped a music video, and I reacted to it. It got like 14K views.
It was a reaction video. Like it's not even you flexing your cars and shit.
I didn't have a car. I was just trying shit.
I feel like a lot of people now can kind of be like, oh, Quan's popping because he has all this money, but like you were making viral content when you didn't have money. What was your mindset in that time frame? Like how are you getting dressed? Because like when you see rappers dripped out in Balenciaga, you ain't got money for that. How are you still getting fly?
I was going to Goodwill, Ross, Marshalls, Burlington, all that, putting fists together, showing people like you don't have to have money to get fly.
Does the money help you get fly now?
I feel like you still don't need money to get fly. It's a plus. Like of course you buy your little accessories, whoop the whoop, but I feel like you don't need money to get fly.
You're like the trendsetter, right? If you put it on, everybody wants to wear it. In the next fall, winter, what are the things that people should be wearing?
Baggies is for sure still in, but I feel like skinny's gonna come back. I personally never left skinnies. I love skinnies. I would never
like the Atlanta skinny type shit, the real like leggings type shit.
I don't think that's gonna come back.
Okay.
But I do say more slimmer pants gonna for sure get back in style. Cause everybody on the baggy wave right now. I feel like skinny's gonna pop back up.
What about shoes? What shoes are gonna be fly next, fall, winter?
A select group of people is into boots, but I feel like with this winter, a lot of more people gonna get into their boot game. Like they gonna step their boot game up. More people gonna want different silhouettes of boots.
More boots.
Yeah.
What about for brands? What brands are you wearing? What brands do you like? What brands are gonna blow up?
Number one on my list, Wavy with Karu. This is some of his denim right here I got on. I feel like it's better than Balenciaga, I'm not gonna lie. And he do all his shit himself. Number two, I say Hidden Season is my boy Jordan Brand. His shit tough as hell. 3, I say Greedy Unit. I fuck with Greedy Unit heavy. It's a lot of brands. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of tough ass brands. So you just gotta really just do your searching for real.
If you could go back to the 18-year-old version of yourself, you're in your mom's house, you ain't got no money, you're trying to figure it out. What's one advice you would give yourself?
Stay true to yourself. Just keep doing what you're doing. I wouldn't change anything. I say keep doing what you're doing. Facts.
I like that. You know what we stay giving y'all? Free game.
You guys curious on how Quan and Caprice make all of this money and what is powering their websites and their stores? It's this thing right here. Shopify is an all-in-one commerce platform for your business. If you want to get started selling something online or in store, Shopify is the way to go. You can literally go on Shopify today and tomorrow you can have your own store. We even use it here at Shop Superline. It makes it so easy that an idiot like me can run a $10 million business with Shopify. You guys know that AI is the craze right now. Shopify just launched a new AI AI-powered website builder. All you have to do is write a description of your brand and it'll instantly generate a fully customized layout with your images, your logo, and everything. No design skills are needed. Make sure if you want to start a business or you want to start selling anything, you do it with Shopify. There's a link down below if you guys want to get started. You know we stay giving y'all free game. Shout out Shopify. This is the best platform to use for all things commerce.
Where are we right now?
Right now we're in Atlanta. Well, my boy Justin Phillips is having an event. I'm ordered to pull up, so that's where we at right now.
There's a hella exotic cars. What'd you pull up in today?
We got the two-tone Maybach sitting out front, you know what I'm saying?
How much was that?
150,000.
150,000. How old are you?
I'm 19.
How does a 19-year-old kid get a $150,000 car? Are you scamming? You doing OnlyFans? What you doing?
Moving clothes, a little bit of OnlyFans on the side, you feel me?
I feel like a lot of kids now, when they want to start a clothing brand, like your face, your image, your name is like the number one thing. How does that feel?
That's a great feeling, to be honest. I always put in my bios that I'm here to inspire the youth, so that means I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, you feel me?
How were you able to accomplish all this at 19? Because most people at 19, they still at their mom's house beating the shit out they meat.
I started really young, you know what I mean? I was hooping and I was trying to go to college for it, and then motherfuckers came to the conclusion, your ass not going to the league. So I started, you know what I'm saying, making clothes about 15, 16 years old. I got deemed ineligible when I was hooping for 180 days, and during those 180 days, I started my brand. By the end of it, we already did about $500,000 in sales.
Why'd you get deemed like
ineligible?
Yeah.
I transferred to a different school, and they thought like, when you transfer, if you go to a different school, they'll try to sit you down for 180 days because they don't want people like teaming up and stuff.
How were you able to just kind of like keep going and like push through that?
I feel like I'm not one-dimensional. I didn't always only want to hoop. I didn't only always want to make clothes. I kind of want to do everything that 10-year-old me ever dreamed of. So if it was like, okay, if this isn't for me right now, I might as well do something better with my time, and it ended up paying off, you know what I mean?
What was one mistake that you made along this journey?
Just having bad business partners that maybe don't care for the business as much as you. I preach this a lot. Working with either faulty warehouses in the past, faulty manufacturers that causes delays, that all hurts the reputation of the business. Even just recently a warehouse that I was working with, messing up my software and stuff. It's a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but I'm not usually the type to want to talk on the down parts, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of stuff you got to push through it. Business ain't as good as it seems. I'm sorry if I make it look easy. I promise you it's not as easy as it seems.
When that happens, they're calling you a scammer, you're not shipping out my order, but it's like, hey, I had an agreement with this guy, he doesn't fall through, but it's still your name, your reputation. How do you push through that, and how do you overcome that?
See, and that's what business owners got to understand, that it's your business and it's your name and likeness at the end of the day. So if they bought something from me and I told them it was going to be 1 to 2 week shipping, and then something on my end goes wrong and it's not 1 to 2 week shipping, I got to kind of take that on the chin. So I always just am transparent with my followers and letting them know either why something's delayed, really just handling it like it's supposed to be handled. Like business is business, you feel me? So
you get a lot of love, but you also get a lot of hate, right? How do you deal with that?
The hate doesn't really get to me because I looked one day and I looked at a hate comment, and then I looked at my bank account and I was like, it's not changing nothing for me in real life. If anything, all the people that's in the mainstream right now, you got to be hated on to get to that next level, and that's kind of how you stay most relevant, because all this shit run off negativity, unfortunately, you feel me?
What's more of a profitable business, you selling clothes or you teaching about selling clothes?
Obviously, teaching about selling clothes is more profitable because there's less overhead, but I've made more profit off my brand than I have selling mentorships or anything like that.
Can you give us a number on how much you've made off your clothing brand and how much you've made off of like courses and mentorship?
For my courses and mentorship, we've probably done around $1 million now. We're just reaching about $1 million, 1.5.
In profit?
Well, no, not in full profit. I would say if 1.5 million, I would say about $1 million in profit. But with the brand, we've done over 2.5 million, including my old Shopify now.
Most people, when they make clothes, it's like they drop it and it's like crickets. They got 10 visitors, no sales. How are you able to like get out of the gates and just go fucking running?
Right, that's what I got a course for. That's what I teach them how to do, you feel me? But basically, when it comes on in the brand, what I tell people is I'm not preaching to my clients or anything that everyone can have a 7-figure business. Not everyone can have $100,000, $200,000 drop days, right? But I know I can teach anybody how to make their first $10,000 online in e-commerce. And I know that I can teach you easier how to make $10,000 on e-commerce by yourself than it is saving up $10,000 at a 9 to 5. That's kind of what I specialize in, what I do. But really just building up hype, building up drops, having automations, ads, everything like that, really just content overall.
How much of your success is you being tall, light-skinned, having beautiful eyes?
Shit, all of it, you feel me? I look just like my mama, so shout out her.
What advice do you have for somebody that's shorter, Asian, smaller eyes, not as good looking, not as much aura? What advice do you have for that person?
Let me see. Advice I would give you is just
Ketchup is crazy.
I would say for you just gotta look in the unknown spots. You gotta go to Barnes and Noble or some shit. You'll find you a good one for sure.
If you could go back to, I mean, you're 19, so it's not even that far back. But if you could go back to, let's say, the 15-year-old version of yourself, you got hoop dreams, you want to make it work. What advice would you give yourself, having done everything you've done now?
You that nigga, act like it.
So a lot of it is just confidence.
All of it's confidence. You know, the only reason I didn't go far with basketball is because I was the type nigga, if you catch me in an open run or you catch me in practice, I'm giving out buckets. In the game, I would just, you know what I'm saying? It's the confidence thing. Once I got the confidence about myself, I feel like I can do anything that I put my mind to, and that really helps.
How do you get more confidence?
Really, it's just working on yourself, you feel me? It's all the things you can't buy, like the gym, making sure you're taking care of your skin, making sure you're taking care of your mental health, doing stuff that's really fun for you and not getting caught up in the outside life, not getting caught up in the clubs and shit, because all that shit's just losing money, you feel me?
So you don't be partying, you don't be smoking, you don't be none of that, doing none of that?
I mean, I'll step out every here and there, but like, don't make it a lifestyle, you feel me? I live in Houston, so in Houston, they party every day out there.
Yeah.
I've gone out maybe 3 times since I've lived in Houston, you know?
In the next 5 years, where do you want to be? What do you want to be driving? What business do you want to be in?
Man, I got a lot of different business ventures coming in. I mean, I also do music. I got a tour coming up for my mentorship stuff. That's in June. Some crazy stuff for the brand coming up. I'm kind of just revamping how I'm running it to really scale it and scale it as much as I can. So got a lot of stuff coming on the way. I'm not going to say too much, though. Can't speak too soon, you know.
I appreciate it. Superline, you know we say giving y'all free game.
Oh, yeah.